Qualifying day at Atlanta, and then the skies open up. Just like that, the session is gone, washed away before a single competitive lap could be turned. No speed runs, no pressure moments, no last lap draw. And with that, the entire tone of race weekend changed. Because when qualifying gets rained out at a super speedway style track like Atlanta Motor Speedway, it's not just a scheduling inconvenience. It reshapes how teams plan for Sunday. It reshapes how fans read the starting grid. And this particular cancellation has left us with a lineup that is absolutely worth talking about. NASCAR fell back on its standard rain contingency, the performance-based metrics formula that determines starting positions for the Auto Trader 400. The formula weighs recent finishing results and owner point standings, and under that system, Tyler Reddick earns the pole position. It's hard to argue with the math. Reddick is riding high after capturing the Daytona 500 the previous weekend, the most prestigious win in American motorsport. That result alone carries enormous weight in the metrics calculation, and it translates directly into a front row starting spot here. Alongside him on row 1 is Joey Logano. That's a front row with real history behind it. Logano won from the pole during Atlanta's first super speedway package race back in 2023, and he understands the aerodynamics and draft management at this track better than most drivers. But here's the statistic that puts everything in context. Since that 2023 event, pole sitters at Atlanta have averaged finishing position of 18th. That single number tells you exactly what kind of race Atlanta has been. This is no longer a track where starting position locks in a guaranteed advance. Since NASCAR reconfigured it into a high-banked, low-downforce super speedway, Atlanta races like Daytona and Talladega. The throttle stays wide open, the field runs in a tight pack, and position changes happen in large groups all at once. Survival, not raw speed, is the primary currency of this track. That's what makes this starting grid so compelling to analyze. Being buried in the middle of the field doesn't eliminate any driver from. With 10 laps remaining, the entire front portion of the running order is still very much up for grabs. Row 2 features Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Chase Elliott. Stenhouse is always a genuine factor in pack racing. He's aggressive, he understands how to use the draft, and he knows exactly when to be patient and when to strike. Elliott, meanwhile, is racing at his home state track in Georgia, and the crowd support alone will be noticeable all afternoon, while Elliott himself is more than capable of running up front when the laps won. Row 3 has Brad Keselowski and Zane Smith. Keselowski's experience navigating superspeedway chaos is well documented over his career, and Smith starting inside the top 6 is a significant opportunity for a driver still firmly establishing himself at this level of competition. Rows 4 and 5 bring Chris Buescher, Riley Herbst, Bubba Wallace, and Josh Berry into the conversation, and none of them can be realistically ruled out when this race gets to its final stages. Starting 11th is Noah Gragson, with Daniel Suarez directly behind him in 12th. Suarez won at this very track 2 years ago in one of the more memorable upsets in recent Atlanta history, which serves as a powerful reminder that this race absolutely does not have to go to the obvious favorite. Further back in the field, you have William Byron, Kyle Busch, Carson Hocevar, and Kyle Larson starting 16th. Larson sitting in the middle of the pack at a drafting track is far from a disadvantage. That kind of starting position can actually work in your favor if you're disciplined and strategic about when you make your moves toward the front. Then keep a very close eye on Christopher Bell, who starts 32nd. Bell is consistently quick across a wide variety of track types. And at Atlanta, where the draft can carry you toward the front in just a handful of laps, a deep starting position does not translate into long odds on race. The full 38-car field rounds out with Ty Dillon, Cody Ware, A.J. Allmendinger, Michael McDowell, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, Ty Gibbs, Ryan Preece, Cole Custer, Shane Van Gisbergen, Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, Todd Gilliland, Alex Bowman, B.J. McLeod, and J.J. Yelly completing the group. Reddick on the pole following a Daytona 500 victory carries genuine momentum into this. There's a real confidence that comes with a team operating at that level. And that mental edge absolutely matters when the pressure. But Atlanta's character as a super speedway does not reward momentum alone. It rewards patience, smart positioning, and the ability to be in exactly the right place when a race comes down to its final handful of laps. The questions worth asking heading into Sunday are straightforward but important. Can Reddick build on his Daytona result and make it back-to-back big wins? Does Logano impose himself on the front of the field the same way he did in 2023? Or does someone hovering quietly in the 20s or 30s time their drafting run perfectly and steal this entire thing? Rain took our qualifying session away from us. In return, it gave us an unpredictable grid and a race that is genuinely wide open from the very first lap to the very last. That's Atlanta, and that is exactly why it is worth watching every single moment on Sunday.